Very good afternoon, everyone. So let's continue. So in the previous session, we kept the heading on the concept Debenture Redemption Reserve Account. So we need to continue. So before that, subsection number 7, subrule, not subsection, subrule. Subrule number 7, so many concepts are there, we need to read them. See here, everyone. Subrule number 7, if you have the Bayer Act with rules, you can see there. If you don't have, at least see the screen. Subrule number 7, shall we start? See here. The company shall comply with the requirements regard to debenture redemption reserve and investment or deposit of sum in respect of debentures maturing during the year ending on 31st day of the March of next year in accordance with the conditions given below. DRR shall be created out of the profits of the company available for the payment of dividend. The limits with respect to the adequacy of DRR and investment or deposits, as the case may be, shall be as under. The DRR is not required for. Are you reading along with me, everyone? Yes, sir, this is so complicated that even if I give 2 hours time for you, it will not be cracked out. So please listen. If you want to try, you give a try. Okay? How confusing they made the rule. We need to convert that into a chart and try to understand. DRR is not required for debentures issued by all India financial institutions regulated by RBI and banking companies for both public as well as privately placed debenture. Public means public issue, private means within the members. They will issue the debentures. Whether it is a private placement or if it is a public issue of debentures, it is not required to have a DRR in the cases of AIFI, popularly called as AIFI, All India Financial Institutions. What will be there inside? NABARD, SIDBI, IDFC, SFC, all these things will be there. TICC, Tamil Nadu Industrial Credit Corporation, one of the member of AIFI in India. Andhra Pradesh Credit Cooperative Society Limited. Okay, APCCS, that is one of the entity inside this AIFI. NABARD, hope you know NABARD. Exim Bank, Export Import Bank of India. There are 16 institutions are there inside AIFI. They are regulated by whom? RBI. For them, even though they issue public issue of debentures or private issue of debentures, concept of DRR does not apply. First point, everyone understood? Okay. We are reading which rule? Subrule number 7. In subrule number 7, we came to point A na B na? B. In that B, we are reading 1 or 2? 1. Remember, 7B 1 we are reading. Next one, 7B2, start. For other financial institutions, stop there. What are the other financial institutions which are not falling into AIFI? Other financial institutions under Companies Act, DRR shall be applicable as applicable to NBFCs registered with the RBI. That means they didn't tell whether applicable or not applicable. What they are telling is, if you are a NBFC registered with RBI, what DRR provision applicable to you, same DRR applies also to the financial institution. Financial institutions are all India financial institutions are. Other than AIFI, for them, how much DRR to be created when they go for a debenture issue is dependent on the NBFCs registered with RBI. How much NBFC registered with RBI is required? Same you also required to have. Next one. Number 3. Which company? Listed. Which kind of listed? Other than AIFI and banking company specified in subclause number 1. Subclause number 1. Okay, continue. other than All India Financial and Bank Company specified in subclause 1, DRR is required or not required? Not reading. Not reading. Some people are not reading. I am telling some people are not reading, read now. Not reading and not required antarindi. I'm mental indi. Not reading on today, not required. So see there. Debenture redemption reserve shall be created out of what? Profits. First thing, DRR concept does not apply to AIFI or a banking company, whether they go for public or for a private. I pay 1 point over. Other financial institutions other than AIFI, whether applicable, not applicable, nothing is said. What provision is applicable for NBFCs registered with RBI, those same provisions will apply also to you. That what is applicable we have to see later. Next, number 3. For whom? Listed or unlisted? Listed. Listed companies other than AIFI, other than banking companies. Other than? That means bank can be listed bank. SBI, Canara Bank, HDFC, all these are what? Listed banks. Anyway, whether if you are a banking company, whether public or private or nothing, DRR concept is not applicable to you. So, I am talking about listed companies which are not finance-based listed companies, manufacturing type or computer-based like TCS, etc. or Tata Power Limited, Tata Motors Limited, like that, those companies. Let's read. For listed companies, other than AIFI and banking companies, DRR is required or not required? In the following cases. First, in case of for whom? NBFC is registered with RBI under section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934, and for housing finance companies registered with National Housing Bank. Read that sentence once again. Okay, completed? So see here. Read the point, everyone? Sir, if you observe clearly how this particular division has been made, first thing, DRR is not required by AIFI banking, whether public or private, whether listed or unlisted. If you are a bank or a AIFI, RBI anyway put controls on you, DRR requirement not there. I will one answer over. Second one, sir, I am not company of such kind, I am normal listed company, sir, then what will be my fortune? In such case, if you are a normal listed company other than a finance based company, in such case, two situations will come. You observe properly. Veran, 1 minute. Listen first. Capital A, two types are there. Capital A in the brackets, capital A normally. If that observation also you didn't make, means something is going wrong with you. There are two capital A's. Capital A in the brackets, capital A outside the bracket. Clear? Whenever capital letters are used in the sections or rules, we call it items. Okay? Item A, item B, like that we have to read. Please listen carefully. Whenever you read that, those are called as a item A, item B, item C. Like that the lawmakers will read that. Clear? That's why if you observe, if you read the fifth point later, in case of a company covered in item A of subclause 3, like that they will write. At that time confusion will come, which about what he is talking. Okay? So listen carefully to the point. Confusion 100%, clarity 0% will be there. Therefore, first 2 points okay. Next, let us start reading point number 3. Everyone, please put your mind there. Read for listed companies point. Start for listed companies. First one, which kind of listed companies they are talking about? Other than finance based, AIFI or banking company. Those kind of listed companies. Those kind of listed companies, DRR required cases are, DRR not required cases are. DRR not required in which case? Number 1. DRR is not required if it is a public issue of debenture. If it is a public issue of debentures made by whom? Made by a NBFC registered with RBI or housing finance company registered with the National Housing Bank. First point. That particular is a public issue or private issue? Public issue or private issue? Once you are a public issue, that means I am a listed company. Which company? I am a list. See here. First, I am a making a. First, I am a. See the screen, everyone. I am a listed company going for a. Okay, Malli, another last time. First, I am a. No, change the question. Which kind of listed company I am? I am a listed company being a NBFC registered with RBI or housing finance company registered with National Housing Bank. Such kind of listed company I am. Which kind of listed? Such kind of. I am a listed company or unlisted company? A listed company. Which kind of listed company? I am a listed company which is a NBFC registered with RBI, registered with the National Housing Bank. And I am now going for what? Public issue of then DRR not required. Then DRR not required. Next, second part. Read. I am which company? I am which company? Listed company la capital A we completed now. Yes or no? Okay. Capital A is a item number A in case of public issue of debentures. Okay. For other listed companies, for which whom sir? Other listed companies. That's all. He stopped there. Now I want you to read. 3. Point number 3. Roman small 3. In that capital A item A is there. Item A sub items A and B are there again. You read and tell me the meaning. Okay? Completed? No? Read again. I will put the document directly. Read that. Okay, read this. I'm not expecting any miracles to happen before we complete the today's break time. You have to read first, understand it, interpret that. Later we have to write. Entire answer what you are seeing on the screen, 10 minutes I will write as a chart. But understanding is important for you. Sir, we completed point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. 3 we didn't complete totally. If you observe point number 3, there are so many issues. Item A, sub-item AB. Item B, again. Point number 3. 3 la 2 sub items are there. A and B. A la again there are 2 sub-items. What are those? A and B. Sub-item A, sub-item B. 2 things are there. Clear everyone? Observe that. I want you to read up to item B. Once you read, we'll make an analysis. That's what I want you to read. Point 3 la item A, item B. Take 2-3 minutes time, no problem. But everyone please read. Completed? Okay. See here. Completed everyone? See here now. First thing. Please listen. We are now going to read when the debenture redemption reserve concept does not apply. If you observe there, rather than talking about applicability, more emphasis is on non-applicability of DRR. To whom the DRR concept apply, do not apply. Do not apply, we are going to give more stress on. In that, if you observe, first thing is listed company. Which company? Listed company. Other than AIFI and banking. Already we have seen one point. If you are a AIFI or a banking company, whether it is a public issue can be made by listed. Private issue can be made by any company. That means whether you are a listed AIFI or a listed bank, unlisted AIFI or unlisted bank, concept of DRR does not apply. Point number 1. Did you listen what I said now? Whether you are a listed AIFI or a unlisted AIFI, or whether you are a going for a public issue or you are going for a private placement of debentures, concept of DRR does not apply. Point number 1. To whom? AIFI and banking companies. 1 point completed. AIFI or a banking company, whether going for public issue or a private issue, whether listed or unlisted, they are governed by RBI. Therefore, the provisions of this DRR does not apply. 1 point over. Second issue. So that is what we discussed in the point number 1. Point number 2, I am not falling into that AIFI category in banking company. I am any other financial institution. For me, what will be the provision? For you, separately there is no provision. NBFC is registered with RBI. What provisions apply to them? Same provisions apply also to you. That's a point 2 we have seen. Point number 3, complications started. Point number 3, 2 items are there. Item A, item B. Item A, again 2 sub-items are there. A and B. Third point is talking about for listed companies, DRR is not required in the following cases. DRR is not required in the following cases. When not required for listed company? First one, if it is a public issue. If it is which issue, sir? Public issue. That is a item, sub-item, item. Item number? Read item number B. Privately placed debentures for companies specified in sub-items A and B. Sub-items A and B. That means, try to understand clearly, item A. If there is a listed company, if there is a other than banking company and AIFI, such kind of listed company is going for public issue or private issue or public issue. Who is that listed company? NBFC is registered with RBI, or National Financing, Housing Company is registered with National Housing Bank. For them, the concept of DRR does not apply. It is not applicable. Next point, everyone understood the point clearly? Next issue, after that, other listed companies, other than that, DRR concept does not apply. That means listed companies, DRR does not apply for one good reason. Why? SEBI governs them. Who governs them? SEBI governs them. Their liquidity, everything is governed by SEBI. Therefore, you need not again create a reserve for them. So, DRR creation is not required by which companies? Everyone? Which companies? Listed companies not required. DRR is not required. Reserve not required. What is not required? Reserve creation is not required. But what is required, we will see later. Okay? Listed company is not required. In case of privately placed debentures for companies specified in item A and B. Sir, item A, sub-items A will be discussing about NBFC and National Housing Financing Companies. If they make not public issue but made a private issue, then also the concept of DRR does not apply. Okay, next. Number 4. For unlisted companies, Unlisted company. Which kind of unlisted you are? NBFC registered with RBI or Housing Finance Company registered with the National Housing Bank. DRR is not required for privately placed debentures. DRR not required for privately placed debenture. So common sense. If I am an unlisted company, I can make public issue or cannot make? That means the only thing that I can make is what? Private placement. That's what you want to get away. Okay? Sir, then DRR required for whom? One residual category only required DRR creation. That's the last one. For other unlisted, the adequacy of DRR shall be 10% of the value of outstanding debentures. 10% of the value of outstanding debentures. Outstanding debentures, how much value? 10% value of the outstanding debentures. You need to create which one? DRR. You need to create an account and a reserve you have to keep there. Before going into that, again I will be asking you questions, answer, then we will write. Before going into that, answer my question. Point number 1. DRR creation is mandatory in all cases. True or false? Not required. First one, I am a listed company. I am which company? Listed company. Branch into two parts. Listed company being AIFI. Listed company being public company. Okay. That is issue. Listed company can be divided into two parts. Being a AIFI or a banking company, other than AIFI or a banking company. If you are AIFI or banking company, whether a public placement, whether a private placement, whatever you want, you go. DRR concept apply or will not apply? Other listed companies, again divided into two parts. Other listed companies again divided into two parts. First one, other listed company being NBFC registered with RBI or housing finance companies registered with National Housing Bank. Whether they go for public placement, whether they go for private placement, DRR creation not required. Next issue after that. Any other listed company other than the first two categories also DRR not required. Technically, lastly, what is remained? Unlisted company. Unlisted again two types. Okay. First one is banking companies are AIFI registered with RBI. Those things. Okay. Anyway not required. Second stage, NBFCs registered with RBI or housing finance companies making private placement being unlisted, not required. Other unlisted companies other than these categories require how much DRR? 10% of DRR on the outstanding value of debentures. That's what you want to tell. Clear everyone in the class? This is what you want to convey. Creation of DRR is mandatory not in all the cases. It's mandatory only in one case, because DRR is not a savior. It's only a formality. DRR is not a savior. If DRR is a savior, all companies should be 100% paying all the interest and maturity values on date. DRR is only a basic security we are providing. That basic security is already there in a listed company. Okay. Therefore, we are very much specific of creating the DRR only in which case? Okay. Next. One set of answer is completed for us. Next issue. Yes. Fifth point. In case of, please read. In case of company covered in item A of subclause 3 of clause B. Stop there. Stop there. Stop there. First thing. Subclause number what? Subclause number what? 1 second. Okay. What is this, sir? What is this? This is called as a clause B. In this clause B, we need to check for subclause 3. What is this? Subclause 3. 1 second. Tell me this. What this is? Clause B. Next one. Subclause 3. Subclause 3, how many items are there? 2 items. First one, A Next one B. A is talking about what? Public issue by NBFC and other listed. Next B is talking about what? Privately placed debentures. Privately placed debentures. These are the two things we are talking about. And he refers to that. In case of a company covered in item A of subclass 3 of class B or item B of subclass 4 of class B. Item B means other listed company where 10% is required. Okay. It shall on or before 30th day of April in each year, in respect of debentures issued by such a company, invest or deposit as the case may be, a sum which shall not be less than 15% of the amount of its debentures maturing during the year ending on 31st day of the March of the next year in any one of the following methods of investment or deposits as provided in subclass number 4, provided that subclass number 6, provided that the amount remaining invested or deposited as the case may be shall not at any time fall below 15% of the amount of debentures maturing during the year ending on 31st day of the March of that year. For the purposes of subclass 5, the investments as the case may be are as follows. Like that, they have given the list of transactions that they can make. Before going into the list, I want every one of you to read the clause number 5. Please read properly. Please read clause 5 properly. Provision not required. Point 5. Okay, completed? Okay, now tell me what it is. Don't transliterate again. Okay, when I ask you question, I don't want you to give a transliteration for that. Transliteration means, do you know? Something will be written there, active voice conversion into passive voice, figures of speech change. I am not teaching any grammar. So what he want to tell? Any guess? Companies have to create. Who have to create? Wrong answer. First First a bouncer. Read again. Any other answer? Don't tell like that. I am asking you what you want to tell. How I will tell so easily like that. Don't read what is there inside. Who need to? Redeeming. Okay. Where? In who will invest? Which company? Okay. Next. Any other answer? And DRR required or not required? Not required. Okay. Next. So listen. Okay. What you read is correct. But the main point he want to tell is there are two types. One, even that idea you got because yesterday I said in the title there are two concepts. One is a DRR, another one is a DRF. If I already gave you an idea, some hint was given in the yesterday's class. If you are not sleeping on that day, you would have already learned. But the problem is, there are two concepts here. One is a DRR, one is a DRF. Debenture Redemption Fund. Whether you create a DRR or not, fund creation is mandatory. Sir, what is the difference between DRR and DRF? A question will arise or not? DRR will be created till the redemption. DRF is created in the year of redemption. Today I accepted debentures for 10 years. DRR will be there for 10 years. DRF will not be there for 10 years. DRF will be created 1 year before redemption. Did you understand the difference between both of them? Creation of DRR will be made once at the time of issue itself they will create. Today I will issue, I will deposit in DRR and I will keep it there like that. Okay, on the basis of outstanding debentures I need to put a DRR. DRR will be created once and maintained for the life of debenture. DRF will be created 11 months before the redemption. Why I said 11 months? Did you see there what they said? From there we need to go back and by 30th April itself we need to create. Clear everyone? By 30th April of the previous year, simply to understand, if any debentures are, okay, pending for redemption by 31st March 2023, I need to create a DRF as on 30th April 2022. Clear or not everyone? 2023 March time, if there is any redemption for that, we need to create a DRF 1 year before, 11 months technically. Okay, 30th April 22 time, you need to invest in a DRF. That means you should make yourself ready for the payment. DRR is not required for you, but what is required? DRF is required. But a DRF is required by NBFCs also. Item A, read properly here. Though they are not required to form DRR, they are required to form DRF. That's what you want to tell. Clear? So NBFCs, first one, NBFCs, that too for a public issue, not private issue again. NBFC is going for public issues, it is required. Okay, shall we continue? Unlisted companies are required to form DRR. Unlisted companies required to form DRR, yes or no? No, other than banking companies, AFI, NBFC, housing finance companies, Other than that, other listed, unlisted will be there. Now, those required to form DRR. Those required to also form DRF. But NBFCs, when it is required to form DRR, when housing finance company is required to DRF, when housing finance company is required to form DRF, when listed companies has to go for DRF, if there is a public placement of debentures. Understood the point, everyone? Let's compile everything. I am a NBFC registered with RBI. Okay, I am a NBFC registered with RBI. Going for a private placement. DRF not required. Public issue. DRF is required. I am a normal listed company. DRR not required. DRF very much required. Clear, everyone? For public issue. I am a listed company going for a private placement. Not required. Listening, everyone? I am an unlisted company going for a private placement. Both DRR and DRF, both are required for me. Clear, everyone? Once for all, you need to create 10%. Year before redemption, 15%. Clear or not, everyone in the class? Now read that. Read again. If topic A is like this, when page itself is put before you, confusion means examination, God should know if correct question comes. If perfectly he asks one question, question A will be ununderstandable. So, please read that properly. Question on debenture redemption reserve is not tested till now. Because instituted does not understand how to ask. If at all, they give me one chance. Ek chance. So, one single chance, we can create miracles with the DRR, DRF. We can confuse like anything. Do you know what I will ask if I were to give a chance? I will ask not only about this DRR, I will ask what remedy is there in order to escape from the provisions of DRR. Do you know what? Unlisted can get converted into listed. That means what to do? Go for public issue. Immediately will become listed. Once you become listed, DRR creation becomes optional. That also you can do. Okay? Read properly. Item A. That's what. DRF means 1 year before make yourself ready. It is not about fund availability. Ready. Every year whether you have fund or not, SEBI will look after. DRF is not regulation. DRF is making yourself ready for payment. On a mark, get set. 31st March, go. To do that, we have to do some exercise. That we will do on 31st April. That means we make ourselves ready for redemption. It's not about safety. DRR is safety measure. DRF is readiness of payment. Both are different. Read, no problem. Take your time. Read it properly. Okay? What is the difference between DRR and DRF? F. So DRR is a safety reserve. DRF is a investment. Listen, next year 31st March you have some due payments. 30th April this year itself you will deposit that somewhere. Such that on that day you need to look back and see where our money is. Therefore, we have to invest those funds somewhere. That's why it's called as a DRR investment. Also called as a DR fund. Clear, everyone? The amount, how much amount we need to deposit? 15%, at least you should make it ready. Clear? On the date of payment, you will get the money, you will make the payment. But ensure that at least how much money is deposited. 15% is deposited as on 30th April of the previous year itself, you need to make yourself ready. 15% you need to deposit in some investment. Investment means don't invest in shares. We may get money, we may not get money. Therefore, they only specified the investment area. Clear? Huh? There only you need to invest. What are the areas? Let us see.
So this 15% should be from the debenture or selling it. So sources,
Profits, always profits. See there. From which, where we can make our investments. DRF la 30th April we need to create and put somewhere or not? What is that somewhere? Wherever you want, it is not possible. List was given again. Okay, first read. What is the first one? Deposits in a scheduled bank. Okay, read. Deposits in a scheduled bank. Deposits in a scheduled bank free means what? Free from all kinds of charges, securities, etc. Okay. Next, the second one. In unencumbered securities of central methods of deposits or from any charge or lien. Next, government or any other state government. In unencumbered securities mentioned in subclause A to D and EE of section number 20 of the Indian Trust Act 1882. Next, in unencumbered bonds issued by any other company, same under Indian Trust Act. Next one, provided that amount invested or deposited as above shall not be used for any purpose other than redemption of debentures maturing during the year referred above. Next, in case of partly convertible debentures, DRR shall be created in respect of non-convertible portion of debenture issued in accordance with this sub-rule. The amount credited to DRR shall not be utilized by the company except for the purpose of redemption of debentures. That point was repeated third time now. Read it once. So simply, have you seen anything like invest in debentures of another company, invest in shares of another company, invest in futures and options, invest in land and building, invest in plant and machinery? Did they say anything like that? You should invest in such a place which is 100% liquid asset. Liquid asset. What do you mean liquid asset? If I want now, I should get back the money. Land and building, plant and machinery, if you invest, liquidity easier, very difficult. Very much difficult it will be. Therefore, I don't want to invest in land and building and plant and machinery. I want to invest in what? Liquid assets. Okay, like deposits, state bank deposits, scheduled bank deposit. Indian Trust Act are called as risk-free securities. It's security? Do you know Government of India bonds? Which one? GOI bonds, Government of India bonds. Government of India bonds are called as a trust bonds. Means what? Government is the trustee. So, trustworthiness 100%. You can happily, blindly you can invest in that particular company. Okay. So, technically what he want to tell is, you make in the deposits of scheduled bank. Okay. You make in the unencumbered securities of central government, state government, etc. Unencumbered. What do you mean by unencumbered? Listen. Listen. 1 second. Listen. Please, everyone. I have a state bank fixed deposit. Which one? Fixed deposit. I have state bank fixed deposit. Now tell me, in my bank account, in my balance sheet, assets or liability? Assets. What will be there? FD. 1 crore FD is there. I am taking loan from LIC. Okay. I am taking loan from LIC. I can put this FD as a security. That should not be there. Unencumbered means don't put as an encumbrance. Whatever the amount you invest in DRF, that should be unencumbered. It should not become security for some other loan. Did you understand the concept? Why? Because that particular thing should be 100% liquid. On the day of 31st March, immediately you should be in a position to take it back. It should not be linked to some other loan. Clear? Same. First one? I am not satisfied, sir. Please answer. First one? With the scheduled bank. Second one? Unencumbered securities. Simply tell me unencumbered securities of central government or state government. Answer completed. Next one, unencumbered securities under Indian Trust Act or unencumbered bonds under Indian Trust Act. And last one will be, if at all, the debentures what we are calling are not fully convertible. They are partly convertible. Creation of DRF is required only for the non-convertible portion. Because for the non-convertible portion only it is a debt. Remaining portion it is an equity. Sir, I gave a debenture of 1,000 rupees. I said 50% convertible. Means the other half is not convertible. Not convertible means it's a debt or equity. Debt. To that extent only you need to create DRF. Not for 1,000 rupees. Only for 500 rupees you need to create. Hope you are clear, everyone. This is all about DRF and DRF. These are all the various concepts we need to understand. All this, whatever we learnt now, when you put in the form of a chart, how it will be, is the next point. Shall we write? Yes, sir. Copy down, sir. Debenture redemption reserve and debenture redemption fund. First one, write down. Write down. So, creation of DRR and DRR investment in DRF. Investment in DRF. Shall we continue? So, totally if you observe, there will be 4 categories. How many? 4. Branch it into 4 parts. Category 1, category 2. First let us fill those. Category 1. Okay. AIFIs, banking companies, public financial institutions. Sir, hope everyone understood the first chart. Hello. When you are writing, read and write. Read and write. Intentionally I will write mistakes. You will copy. I will erase and I can write. Unnecessary your notes will become clumsy. I am telling you. When you write, read and write. Mechanically talking with other persons, happily sitting and writing, don't do that. If really I find that intentional, I will write mistakes you can't even recognize. Now doubts are coming. What is correct, what is wrong. Sir, try Jane. I will write now. Overaction ചെയ്യിക്കുന്ന Sir, I will not write like that. Please copy down properly. Promise, I will not write like that. First write up to here. P. Public financial institutions. Write down. Write down, write down, write down. So first category everyone completed? Next. What is NBFCs and HFCs? What is NBFCs and HFCs? Next. HFC means what? Housing finance companies. Right now, for them. So for them we need to be very careful. DRR and DRF, both we are writing in a single chart. So be careful when you are writing. Can you please tell me DRR required or not required? Required or not required? Adjective, copy down. Okay, 2 branches. DRR, DRF. DRR and DRF. First write up to here. So 2 branches. Okay, tell me. First, now you people should react and answer. DRR, public issue, private issue. Next, same. Write down up to here. Okay. Shall we continue? Yes, DRR, first give the answer for that. DRR required or not? Are they applicable or not applicable? Okay. DRF required or not required? Public issue required. Private issue Whether required or not required is a question. Public issue, anyway it is required. Okay. Private issue required or not required? Answer, sir. Listed, unlisted, again we have to check there. Okay. Write down. Public issue. Required or not required? Are they applicable or not applicable? Applicable. Private issue. Private issue. Tell me, sir, private issue. Whether listed or unlisted, for a private issue it is not applicable. Write down up to here. Sir, when I write public issue, you need not doubt listed or unlisted. Common sense, sir. Public issue will be made obviously by whom? Listed companies only. So again, listed or unlisted, you need not ask. When it comes to private issue, the doubt will come. Anyway, private issue is outside the purview of DRF. First to two, everyone understood the concept clearly? Next. So how many categories we completed till now? Write down. Write down up to here. Public issue or a private issue. Tell me now, listed companies, please sir everyone, listed companies, DRR creation is an option, the DRR creation is applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. Now you should tell, DRF is required or not required? Answer sir, DRF is applicable or not applicable? It is applicable in case of Public issue. In case is applicable in case of public issue. Sir, up to here everyone has the conceptual clarity. Up to here everyone. Last category. Guess. DRF? NBFC and HFC? Yes, I will do. Once, let me write down, after that I will tell. Category 4. So guess what is the category 4? Unlisted companies. Other unlisted? Okay, you are talking about NBFC other than that. Unlisted company. That's why I will be writing here residuary. Residuary category. Write down. Sir, unlisted itself means public issue not possible. Again breaking into two parts, public issue, private issue means meaningless. Okay, there is no concept of public issue in case of unlisted. That means the only issue will become what? Write down. Only private placement. Write down. In both the cases it is applicable. Completed everyone? Yes, okay now? See here, other points. I am writing here. Refer notes below. I am writing. Space will not be sufficient. Number 1. Tell me now. DRR shall be created at the rate of how much percent?
10%, sir.
Sir, how many investments are there totally? Totally how many will be there? 4. Number 1, deposits with the scheduled bank. Second one, unencumbered deposits of CG and SG. Next one, unencumbered securities or bonds under Indian Trust Act. What is the next one? Sir, unencumbered bonds I have written. What is the only thing remaining? Securities. That's all. So completed writing everyone? Yeah. Okay? With this, we have completed. Right now. Make it first. Have you completed 4 branch? First branch? Important only I am writing. Completed? Okay. With this, we have completed another chapter, debentures. So, listen. Sir, see here. Now we completed the concept of debentures chapter. Next chapter we are going to start is a connection to this called as deposits. Almost the time taken for debentures, same time will be taken. Maybe another half an hour extra it will take. Sections are easy, but one concept is there. Deposit redemption concept. There will be around 8 to 9 rules are there. Those is the only big one. Remaining is easy to understand. So in the previous session we completed debenture trustee and related concepts, and the third concept is debenture redemption reserve and debenture redemption fund. So in this we covered this. So you can take a break, sir. One day, just 15 minutes I am taking extra. That 15 you add and come. Okay, please listen carefully. See here. This is what we have done in the debenture redemption reserve and debenture redemption fund, if you see here. Okay. Starting from the creation of DRR and DRF, ending with the percentages, everything we have written clearly. How many categories we have divided? 4. These are the 4 categories of persons that we have bifurcated. Okay. With this, we have completed another chapter called as debentures. Next area we are going to start is deposits. 2 types of deposits, public deposits and members deposits. 2 concepts will be there. Once after that, another linking concept is there called as charges. 100% linked to debentures, and unless and until you understand debentures, deposits, you can't understand the chapter charges. Because charge created on debentures, charge created on deposits. So we need to first have a clarity on what is debentures and deposits. Clear? Huh? That's all. First we need to complete these chapters as an agenda. Okay. So today we will start after the break with deposits. Next session also deposits. Hopefully tomorrow we will complete the deposits. If time is given for around 5 hours tomorrow, we can complete deposits, 4 hours. Today we will take 1.5 hour, and tomorrow also I will be taking another 4 hours. If it is given now, we will complete the chapter deposits. Clear? So anyway, thank you. Take a break and come.